Okay, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
What are we doing?
Interviewing each other.
Yeah. So, Jill, how did you get into these little critters that you got fascinated with? Because that's a bit of a departure for you.
Yeah, it's a total departure. So I knew the cave was there. I went and I did my first dive there, and then I called up Dave Sawatsky, the original explorer, and said, "You never said anything about the life." And he said, "I was just mapping the cave." But I knew, I mean, with all the cave diving I've done around the world, I've never seen anything like it. And I knew it was unique. And I knew that as an ecosystem service, these hundreds of thousands of mussels were important to the watershed that I live in. But also, like, it was this isolated Eden. It's not affected by invasive species yet, but there's still a battle with things like the Canadian nuclear labs are also sharing this little 141 kilometer stretch of river. And when I got involved with the local Indigenous people and realized that they're trying to fight a new nuclear waste dump that's going to be proposed for right beside the river, that I needed to understand what was going on and what the mussels have already done, what they may do for ecosystem services, and how we can communicate with people about protecting the endangered species, but also maybe preventing this nuclear waste site.
That's amazing. I like it because I've watched you evolve your career in many different directions, and this is a new one.
This is a new one. Yeah.
Kudos to you. That's awesome.
Thank you. The question I have for you, I remember years ago we did a podcast together, and at the time I said, so, like, I see that you're starting to think about, like, different directions for, like, GOE and Halcyon, like, side mount, rebreathers. And I remember you saying there were no sacred cows, like if it became the right tool for the right exploration, then you were going to not just investigate, but, develop these new tools. But in some ways, like what I'm doing right now is very antithetical to the team diving procedures that you do. Like, are there any situations where you find value in solo exploration or the need?
Yeah, that's a trick question, I think.
Yeah? Okay.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think that in general, I find that the vast majority of cases, a team is more effective. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any. It's not a religious thing for me.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, I think the broad range of people, the broad majority of people, are better served with a good team.
Yeah.
But there are certainly environments in which I can envision the challenges to documenting properly and to diving safely could weigh in favor of that. So I don't have an issue with it.
Okay. I mean, the collaborations, I do have a large team. They're just not in the cave with me.
Sure.
But
I don't think, a lot of people misunderstand because, the team isn't always necessarily like arm's reach.
Yeah.
So I think that in general, I just like the idea of a broader support network available.
I like that idea too.
We watched Shek do some amazing solo dives as well. And when we were diving with him, one of the things he said to me was ultimately, if I could take a team everywhere I go and everybody was willing and comfortable, then I would bring them. And I think that's about how it works out. I'd like to try to advocate for that whenever possible, but it's not a religious thing for me. So.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I guess, for every exploration, there's a solution, whether it's technology or team considerations or whatever else. We've got to keep open minds as we move forward, and I've certainly seen that from you throughout the course of our careers.
You as well. Watch you diverge in many ways. Yeah. I've never wanted to see any of the things we advocated for or did limit the dives we do. Right. So we just look to try to find and cultivate the best tools for the job and keep our teams as safe as possible along the way, which we all try to do.
Absolutely.
So thanks for that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And thanks to you.
Yeah.
You guys are natural.
Is that good?
It's awesome.
Great.
Cool.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, that was
guys, enjoy the rest of the talks. Well, Jarrod, actually, quick question for you. Is your flight at 7 or do you want to leave here at 7?
I need to check, but I think it's late.